I am not a financial advisor. These videos are all meant for educational purposes only. All Complete Trader Academy videos are my personal opinion and perspective. Trading carries a high level of risk, and all results are your own responsibility. Please always demo first. Hey everybody, welcome back to CTA's Daily Review. Today's August 3, Thursday, 2023. So we had this bearish candle, but a very tricky day and very manipulative, but it's expected, right? We pulled back into the previous candle, pulled down, but very, very ugly style. If you look on the 4 hour here, we popped up, as I said, we would, so watch previous videos so this makes sense. We would buy up still more to get into here, and then on a fib retracement sweet spot, and then try to come down for a lower low, and then we hit a bottom, taking out some liquidity here, taking out that point right there, but not that point. See that low, but not that low. We took that out, accumulated, maybe displaced above, and retraced. On the 4 hour, it's still bearish, and should sell from here. So we do have a daily imbalance right here on the daily, and let's draw that out right now since we're here. It's going to get tricky, but just follow me here. And we'll see if we pop into here first or not. This might be left for a while, I don't know, but if this becomes a displacement and pops in here, and it's tomorrow's Friday, so this is a little different conversation. Does Friday push it up or does it push it down? I don't know, obviously, but these are the ideas. So let's take a look here. Smaller time frame will make sense. Now look, there's a lot of fib work here. I normally don't have this on my chart. I'm only doing this generally so you can visually see it. Usually when I'm done with it, but some of them needed to stay. So we'll keep it, try to keep this simple. We opened here. Let's go to the 5 minute here. We opened here, and remember, try to make this easy, man. But on a 15 minute here, you'll see that range that we dealt with from when we sold yesterday. All right. And then we made the video here. Okay. So we're in this range. So you got to deal with ranges. This is what I'm technically always doing, is my strategy or whatever you want to call it, right? Which is obviously common sense. But when now I'm going to go to the 5 minute. When we bought here, end of the day, and we would retrace. Now this is more clear. We would retrace. Where did we retrace to? We didn't hit the 79, and this was at a couple hours before midnight type of thing, right? Saw this and I was like, oh my God, this is beautiful, but I'm not going to be able to manage it. And I could have put the trade in and then, just took profit once it hit this low, because obviously it's a lower high. We want to make a lower low. And then the question is how far is this leg coming down before maybe retracing back, right? Because this is like the lower high to lower low. Where is the lower low going to stop? Does it keep going and then come? That's my logic, right? So I'm trying to paint a picture. But I knew that it would come up still, which it did nicely. So it opens up and goes straight up, right? So this is like, you guys must have had a field day in Asia and London. But same time, so yeah, came up here, came right into this imbalance right here. All right, nice up candle right there. You get a bullish you get a bearish candle retracing back. That's a trade for me. So okay, so that's Asia, right? And what did they did? They brought the price all the way down, right? They brought the price down, and this is still London. Now this is still London time. Now we're getting to the crazy part. So okay, I'm using this range from here to here now, right? So hopefully you guys are doing the same thing. Look at this, very ugly, choppy, taking you out right there. That was the buy, and the range is finished. So where you're retracing it up to 50%, right? Came up to 50%, and now I'm getting into the later part of the, or way pre New York, right? It's not even New York yet, but I'm not even awake and seeing this. But when I wake up here, okay, and I'm ready by 8:30 today. Today I'm like, I'm gonna be ready by 8:30. I'm not gonna be ready earlier or later. Specifically 8:30. Obviously we have news, but I want to see what it does. We had this candle take out that candle, right? And we're at 50%, right? And I'm not telling you that I always want to take trades at 50%, but I know it's also fair delivery, right? Would I like it to retrace more? Yes. Okay, but they dangled this carrot. Look how they did this shit today. So, popped the candle up, took the liquidity out. I'm a liquidity trader as well, right? That's part of my strategy. So, yes, I like to fill inefficiencies in price, but I'm more of a liquidity trader, technically. So as far as fair delivery goes, I will use the 50. So with that logic, the price comes down 8:30, brings it here, right there, boom, 8:30. All right. I'm like, okay, cool. I know this is gonna buy back up, probably take out some liquidity. Where did it go? Look, you see these equal highs right here. So it pops right above that. So right when it does that, so I'm being patient because one of the things I struggle with is, trying not to overtrade. Obviously, I'm not saying I struggle with it, but at the same time, like my eagerness to try to get in. I see so many levels and things that it's like, I'm in a development part where I'm fine tuning my I guess patience, right? But at the same time, this is a must for me to take this liquidity or take this sell. So once it goes up, now the thing is I understand we had this high here and we have a gap here. Okay. So we have this gap and that's all imbalance. So I'm like looking at this like, man, they're going to just induce people to fucking sell, which I did. And then they're going to come back later and, take this liquidity out. So I was like, man, this is going to be a problem. And sure enough, I ended up being right. But sometimes I can't follow what I believe in because it's like, my mind it'll just drift off somewhere else and I'll get married to maybe coming down here, for example, right? Or coming to take out liquidity here and then sink back down. So, that's just part of the game, obviously, but I'm on a 5-minute. So so we're in this fib here, retrace to the 50. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm waking up here and I'm already seeing this, but I'm seeing it as it could be a problem. But I'm like, okay, I'm still taking the sell because, we want to be bearish, right? I'll figure like, okay, this is a lower high and I'll make a lower low. So that actually did pan out here, right? So, but let me show you how I did it. This was tricky, but, I guess experience is the only thing that will really help you in this game, man. It's not anything else. But so 8:30 happens here. I'm gonna fuck around. Then it shoots up here. I'm like, oh, we might be bullish. But then we take out these equal highs. So for me, and then staying in this wick here, because this wick already took out that liquidity. So for me, I was more confident of coming down. Sure enough, on a 10-second pattern here, pull the trigger, shoots all the way down here. Now this is pre-New York now. So I'm trying to get in early because I'm like, because what I saw Asia and London do is all this massive movement. So when we're up here, I'm like, I'm a little thirsty and thinking, we're going to get a big move. But here's the problem with this area, and screenshot this and memorize this situation because it'll come back in the future, obviously, probably. But with this from lower low to lower high to lower low, this was a big move, right? So I'm like, yeah. So here, the problem with already having a big ass move like that is that your next move might be very shallow, and it sure was, right? It came down and it barely came below it. Took out a piece of liquidity here, which is if I go to the 1 hour, you'll see it taking out that low. Not that low, that low. Now, I would assume that we would come and take out all three of these and kind of get somewhere in here. Hopefully you can see this. Let me just, maybe I can maybe I could do this. Right. But so this came down and took that out. Now I would have expected for it to come down here. So I was getting thirsty to get to this daily imbalance, obviously. But you got to also remember that this leg here. This could be done. This leg could be finished, not for good. I'm just saying this leg from lower high to lower low could be done, and we could get a displacement like we see here on the 1 hour. See on the 1 hour? See how it comes up, lower high, lower low, and then we broke through. I had a strong feeling that this would be a displacement and that we retrace back down to then, tomorrow be the Friday to buy it up and to get into here type of idea. Even though this daily imbalance hasn't unformed yet, I can still see it as that being the high already because we were down here as price. But you can see that there's already an imbalance on the daily, right? Hopefully you're following me. But I'm like, is this going to be a displacement? Well, I have also seen where they take out low by low. They took out this low and they didn't take out that low. Okay, I'm just showing you context before I, keep going. But I just knew this area was going to be a problem. This plus with the inefficiency, which is also what I trade, okay, so let me get back to it. So this is 1 minute. Now this brings it down to almost 9:30 exactly. So right when this happened, I'm like, okay, the problem with this scenario is that we are also right here. One of my rules is also taking profit above liquidity, because and I've seen it a million times, and you'll see it again happen here twice actually today, that if it doesn't break low, it'll retrace back, right? So I want to take the profit. So that's what I did. Took the profit, happened to be early. So this is 854, 855, 854, 855, yep. And then I'm done with the profit. I'm taking it because it's right here. Now, here's the thing. In another world, I would normally buy this too. And I saw this as a buy. I saw this retrace 930, came back up, came right back into it. But I'm like, dude, look where I am in the big picture of things. I'm sitting right here. And I got this low here, and I don't know what's going to happen, so I'm allowing patience. And this is what you want to learn. Took me years to kind of have that, but I still work on it. But I'm like, let it fucking do whatever it wants. Let's see what happens. So price pops up. I'm like, oh my God, so I got the fib first, so you understand the fib wasn't here yet. The fib was here because I'm bringing it out. I actually used this fib here. All right, and that's how I caught this sell here. Okay, so I caught this sell with this fib, came above the of these highs, and almost hit the 81. Now keep in mind, I'm not using this for specific levels on the fib, but at the same time, I'm using it to kind of like guide myself as remembering where I'm going, because sometimes I'll get lost in the sauce. But when as soon as it took out these highs, that was a sell for me, and I didn't care even if I lost it wouldn't matter. So no losses here. Immediately take the trade and it's rolling. Okay, so then I drag, and you'll see here's the problem with using fibs too much. You can't put a fib on everything, but I'm only using it for specific directions and ideas. But sometimes it'll bite me in the ass, right? So price retraces. Now the fib is sit here. Now I'm looking at this as here. So lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Why? This pops up, comes back down. Doesn't break this low here at 930. Doesn't break that low. Well, it's actually at 829 candle, but it doesn't break that low. So if it doesn't break that low, I'm like, okay, well, we're not done retracing back and wiping these people out. What did it do? Came right above the 75, took out, got into this imbalance right here, and that's a perfect sell. And I saw this sell and I was like, man, I'm not messing with this shit. I'm just not messing with it. So price shot down. I'm like, I need to let it do something else. Price shot down, then took out that liquidity that I got marked, that I just showed you on the 1 hour. All right. So as soon as it does that, and on the 10-second, you can see this better, but I take a loss here, trying to catch this. Let me go to a 10-second, man. But this is just, it's just, these videos are going to be way too long, and I don't know, I'm going to maybe dial back, but it's good to go over it regardless. But you'll see here that I had a pattern. Now we're down here. We just took out that liquidity on the 1 hour, and that was the sell, but it didn't give me a good entry. It was just literally just sank. So that's why I also did not take this trade, by the way. Even though I was in a perfect spot and I had everything I needed, I didn't take it. So, fine. We take the liquidity right here, and I take this trade. I have to take this trade. It's in my model. So, price shoots up, comes right back into the block. Take this trade, and it comes against me. Fine. When it's getting too low, I'm already going to be canceling the trade. This gave it away when it came right back too low. But anyways, then it came and took out that liquidity. Okay, so this really should be my model and have more patience, but I don't, I don't care, because I'm making profit. It's just, and I'm not too worried about that loss. I'm willing to take this loss. Anyways, take the trade again. Sure enough, price goes above. Now I don't wait for it, and you can see this, right? It comes back down. So and they've been doing that lately, and I've been saying in the past videos, I'm like, man, I'm not doing that. I'm waiting for it to break above and come back into that little block, which is an indecisive candle, which is right above. You see that? So I'm not even looking at this block. I'm looking at this one. I'm like, I'm gonna minimize my entry. So boom, as soon as it taps in, obviously it's still below. Hitting this bottom level 3 times in a row and going up is very improbable, like, for sure. So anyways, that's the model. But take this trade to, I wanted to take this trade to above here, because in my mind here, I'm still a little bearish, right? Well, I'm just gonna say I'm bearish still. But I know that we'll get a nice retrace back and wipe out people who are selling. So what I'll do is I'll take this trade up to that liquidity sitting there, because everybody sold in here. This is a perfect pattern, by the way. This is a resistance block right there. Comes right into it with an imbalance. So it's a perfect pattern, but I don't take these trades. I usually try to catch, and I know this sounds bad, I try to catch the tops, but it's only because it's stretched into a certain specific area. But this would be a definitely sell you could have got into. But I'm also taking these trades to where they would have sold from, or you'll see that my entries, they come right back to my entries. So anyways, price went up to here, okay? Took out that liquidity, and then this was going to try to catch a sell here, and it went against me, all right? Playing around forever, and then when it took out that liquidity, I let it have more patience, let it come back. If it's coming back to this block, I'm entering. Sure enough, I get my pattern, stop loss above, and I'm good. Take that trade where I wanted to bring it down into here. Now here's back to where we were just saying. The problem with this is that this might be the end of the road, like I was saying. So if this was the end of the road, when I mean end of the road is as far as this leg down, I'm not saying it is the end of the road now, but I'm saying it's a very high chance that it is. Okay, so I've seen this market move a million times. So where did the price go to? Price comes right to that block where I entered, okay, for the last trade. That's why I take the profit. So when it comes down here and it doesn't break here. And I'm like, oh shit, do I take the trade? Do I take it, or do I let it bust through? Because obviously we want to see it break down here, right? But I'm like, man, watch them screw the market up. And because remember, we have all this stupid liquidity here. Sorry, on the 15-minute, you'll see it clear here. right here. You see all this here. I'm like, dude, they might bring it down and bring it back up to wipe these people out. So I'm with caution here. Already got a great amount of a trade. I take the profit here, and price comes up, comes down, comes back up, and I'm like, okay, am I going to miss the trade? Now, normally I take the buy here. Okay, see this pattern right here? Comes right into it. I normally take that pattern, but I wasn't sure about this, so I don't do shit. All right, so price comes up, comes back. All right, I'm trying to show you this without getting lost here. Price comes down. Remember, we're at the bottom of this now. Accumulation comes down, comes back up, and then comes down. I take a loss here trying to catch that pattern, because I'm trying to catch this pattern, but I'm trying to do it here. And I feel like this is safer. But look what they did. They did it again. They brought the candle all the way down to the bottom. And they've been doing that a lot lately. I've noticed it. And I only trade US30 or in Dow Jones. So I'm speaking just for Dow Jones. But I've been noticing that they've been getting a lot more shady. And anyways, I won't get into that. But the point is that, okay, I take a loss here, right? And we're still above here, right? And we're still above here. So keep in mind, we have a higher low and a higher low, right? So I'm definitely taking this trade. And then we get the pattern, comes right back into this last block. See this little down block? Forget this big one and forget that one. This little tiny one sitting right there. Sure enough, I just showed you that example actually over here. So boom, taps in, instant going, instant profit. Where am I taking this? Well, I want to take this. Now keep in mind, at this point of the day, I do understand that we have these highs, but I don't know if it's going to happen tomorrow. I don't know what's going to happen. So I want to be done with the day kind of on the soon side. I don't want to be trading after lunch because of it being August and because of just the old rules that I used to follow. I've been trading a lot more lately, and I'm going to dial that back too. But anyways, I want to take this trade to some liquidity point. So here and here were on my radar, and I was married to this. Now here, I was not married to it at all. But here I was. We came up and we took this out. All right, and then we had a gap right there. So, but my intention was to take it just to here. Okay, so then it takes, look to the right. I'm not even going to show you any candles. Price comes up, and then it takes out that gap with this imbalance. I'm like, all right, perfect. This is going to be a sell, and then we're gonna come down here. But keep in mind, my problem with this area and with this trade is that I had a risk of failing because I had all these damn liquidity points right here. So if you look to the right, so if you look at the 15-minute chart while I'm on the 10-second chart, you'll see here that when I take this profit here, I'm done, right? I try to take a sell here. Look where we are on the chart. We're not even nowhere near above here, up there. Look to the left. Look here. We're not even there yet. So I'm like, oh, they're gonna, keep this here, and we're gonna make another low down. Okay, because I'm a liquidity trader generally, right? So we take a sell, lose here. All right. I'm married to staying under here for some fucking reason. All right. Take a sell again, lose here. All right. Then we come above it right here. See that right there? We come above it right there and we take out that high, which is on the 15-minute. Not that high. I'm like, they're going to keep this. Listen, I know that it can be a possible swing up there, going up. I know that. But I'm married to coming down. All right. So anyways, I take another sell here and I lose. So at this point, I'm done. But at this point, you got all this bullishness here, right? And I'm like, oh, they're just going to screw the market and come back down. But my other idea was that we would also break above here. So, but at this point, I'm done. I don't want to trade anymore. I've took more losses than I want to. and I left it alone, and then lunchtime comes. The reason why I wanted to take these trades was because it was lunchtime, and I wanted a reversal at lunchtime, and I was married to that idea of a reversal at lunchtime. But really what it did is just consolidated, and then it broke through and it kept going. Now, to make this video, I want to finish this video, but oh god, there's just so much to explain, man. All right, so now we had this fib. I was dealing with this fib, and I had brought it down. That's what made me catch the sell. Did I tell you that? I'm not sure if I told you that, man. I don't know how to make these videos shorter without going over everything. I really don't. What the hell's happening? Okay. So real quick, when we were here, and what made me take this sell here, which it did pan out, is that I dragged this fib down. So remember, I was just talking about it right here. Come on. Oh my god, dude. All right. So that was explaining that. And then we came down, right? So then I brought the fib down here. Okay. Bounced one more time. I'm like, okay, this should be the end of the range. And then we came up here. So this is what framed this sell as well. Just, I think I forgot to mention. So when because I'm dragging the fib, you got to also understand how to use the fib, right? So we come up, and then I've already took out liquidity there, but then the price came up, took a loss there, came up one more time. We're above the 70. We get into this little imbalance. You can see it without the colors, right? You see it, right? And then took this trade down. Anyway, so that's explaining this fib here to here. Now, here's what I'm really going to share is, so the logic is this. If this is the range from here to here, because remember, when this popped up, and this was already 7 o'clock in the morning, yes, we have this imbalance and stuff like that, and it taps in right there. I'm on a 15-minute. But the thing is that there's no bodies above the 50. And 50, yes, it's fair delivery, but it's also, you can also drag the fib to here, for example. All right, so I'm going to delete this for a second, this one. So now you can say, if this is when we started buying up, I'm like, okay, well, where is it going to stop? Now, where the price was here, we took out that liquidity, took some losses, but the price, where's it going to go? Well, is this a displacement or not? I don't know. But then the price goes all the way up into, now I'm using this fib from here. Well, I have the daily imbalance there, but you can't see the fib. Oh my god. You can see it there, right? So from that high to that low I'm using. So then we come all the way up here, and the idea is that we want to get into a, higher than the 79. You're also using this candle right there. See that candle? See this up candle right here? And see how we stop on a head right there? That's what frames this sell for me. You need to understand what I'm doing here. So I extend the fib here, and then we come up. So we got this last up candle there. All right. And then up here, which is a lower high, we have this last up candle. Even though we came into it here, you would think this is a minimum or this is a minimum. Well, we have imbalance, and we have higher than the 79. We're also inside that wick. So, but this candle right here was really nice. And I'm seeing this live, and then I'm wanting to take a sell here. Now, because I stopped trading for the rest of the day after lunch until the 1:30, almost 1:30 p.m. shift. And I don't want to trade anymore, but if there was a trade that I'm looking for, it would be this, which is we retraced all the way up here. And I don't know if it's going to keep going up, but I know that if this is even if this is a displacement or not, my high probability is that we're going to stretch down to a 50 at the least, right? Because there's a lot of price action here. Does it bounce from here and go up, or does it retrace lower, okay, and then get into this down candle right here, fill fill up this imbalance on the 15-minute and then go up higher. So all these ideas are in my head, but that's frames this fib. And then well, damn, this is way too long, bro. So now I explained the buy here, right? And then my only intention was to come here. But then after all this is happening, now my new ideas of, okay, man, we're going to probably displace. I then put the fib from that low to that high, obviously, and it's stretched out enough. And if you look here on the 15, we have now reached that candle right there that I liked, popped up into it. And then we have a frame of a trade right here. We break down once, and then we break up again. And then I wanted really confirmation for here. I didn't want to get screwed over. And then price broke down and came back into the candle. Happened to be my model of my pattern. And then I'm taking this where? I'm taking it to this 50%. Now the thing is I knew this thing would go lower. But I was not confident in messing with this shit, dude, because I thought that because at this 50 level here, look to the left on the 15-minute chart, you got all this damn noise, man. And I know I had this imbalance. I'm like, man, it's going to go deeper, hold it. But I'm like, fuck this. I'm taking the profit, and I left it alone and was done. And look how they screwed everybody here. Well, this was normal. These I saw all these sells. I'm straight. Anyways, look what they did at the end of the day. Last 10 minutes. I need to do this on a 1 minute. And then, so here's the thing for tomorrow. I can't believe I made this video this long. 31 minutes. I'm going to have to do something different here. Anyways, so price, right here at the last 10 minutes here, look at the time, 3:58, whatever, shot down to come to a lower retracement. But look how they did it. Sporadic move right at the last 5 minutes. It's crazy the way they do shit. And the first 5 minutes of the 4 hour. So price broke down here, lower low, lower high, right? Made this low, made this high, shot down, lower low, all right? And then shot this thing up. So here's the thing. If this is a displacement, right? If this is a displacement, what do we look for it going up? Well, we want a deep retracement first, but we want to shift the structure as well, right? So look what they did. And you can't see it because it's a wick. It's a wick and it was moving like super fast. But the point is that price came down here. This is a lower low and that's a lower high. So lower low, lower high, lower low. Boom, shoots all the way up here. That's a break of structure. So they did it below the 70 here, which is here. They break a structure up. It retraces back down, goes all the way back up. This is a higher high now. Okay, higher high, and boom, they bring it down. This is a higher low. Now the market actually opened up. We're past 6 o'clock. And they shot it down here, but technically, so listen, if this is going to be a displacement, it's going to keep buying right now. It's going to keep buying. It's going to keep buying, and if it breaks above here, you got a higher high, then that confirms that we're going up. What I mean by up is this leg has kind of finished, and that we're going to kind of buy up, okay? And Friday is being Friday, we might get into this here tomorrow. And we might even get up into here. It depends. I don't know how strong the market becomes tomorrow. We've had a lot of movement this week. So that being said, it might we might see higher highs and higher lows. You can't see it there. But like here for the 1 hour, you'll see this is like that higher high. And that was like the higher low. And then you'd make another higher high type of thing. You want this to retrace, right? Because it broke here. I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but this is it's a big signal for displacement. And as you see, it's going up. I know it's too early, but what you'll see is since this is a higher high and this is a higher low, if this is a break of structure, then this thing will kind of do that, right? So kind of like how we did when we ended yesterday. So this is that example I'm giving now. So if that was a higher high, now it's a higher low, and look, we opened up, and look, same shit. It's almost the same shit. Higher high, higher low, and it kind of bounced up and opened. We stayed there. These lows protected higher lows, and we kind of kept buying up. Well, that's option one here, where we are right now. Okay, option two is that they say the 1 hour isn't right, isn't correct, and this is not a displacement. This was just retracing back for a lower high, and that becomes a lower high, and we're gonna come down, all right, and we're gonna break that low. That's all I can tell you. Hope this helps. And then as far as what's framing this idea, as I'm saying, is the dollar had came up, and this is kind of peaking out, as you see. So as we were peaking out, going up, we were coming down. And once we reached this peak and we started playing around coming down, we started going up. So dollar was coming down and we were going up. So same scenario. If we keep going up, then dollar is going to come down and break this low and come in here. If we start coming down from where we are now, then you should start seeing dollar being bullish. All right. Hope this helps. You guys take care and God bless.